Dun 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 dun.
3, 2, 1, and action. This episode features 2 college dropouts and a short graduate. One of them went to business school for 1 year, dropped out because he decided to follow his passion. The other at least went up to the 4th year, studying finance, and then dropped out. The short graduate, well, he finished his IT. What was it again? Computer. What's the course again? I'm on the right course.
You're on the right track.
It's computers.
It's actually not it's actually not the only thing.
Wow.
3 fucking universities in
3
South
degrees.
Africa. Yeah, 3 degrees.
You got 3 degrees.
Yeah.
Flipping
information
nerds.
systems.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm a virgin, man?
If you believe that.
Second.
You regained it last night?
Did I regain my my virginity? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, I've been. It's sad. You do not want.
Oh my God, this place is vulgar. I did not know what I signed up
You
for.
ain't seen shit yet.
Let me sit up.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is Fiskani Kaira. Did I get the surname correct?
Yes.
Our boring crew. Can you please clap for Fiskani?
Martin, can you move away? I want to see Martin.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Who impresses you?
Me.
We are not going to get J-Lo.
This place
Now
is
stomp your
vulgar.
goddamn feet. You
wasn't
better
ready.
stomp your fucking feet.
Listen, I wasn't ready. I did not know it goes down like this on
Oh, it does go down like
That's
that.
Zed
Zed
Podcast.
It's not radio. It's a podcast. So yeah, we are free.
see.
We're free.
This is a
We
conversation.
gained independence the day we started the podcast. We're free.
It's just a little
Yeah,
coat,
free
so
up.
I'm going to.
So-
It looks very luxurious.
I'm always luxury, honey.
Oh,
Yeah, always. We'll get to that.
Luxury.
We'll get to
No,
that.
we're already there.
Yeah, we are there,
Thank
but we
you.
will get deeper into that.
Yes.
So our guest today is Fiskani Kaira. Are you related to Makitu, Toela?
Yes, family,
the Kairas?
family,
How are you related to
family.
these guys?
Family.
Family.
Yes.
I'm starting
Every
to feel
Kaira is related.
I'm starting to feel
gonna
like-
know that.
You know Frank?
family.
Frank Kaira.
Family.
Do you know Frank?
Family.
She don't know Frank.
Family. It's family. It's my
I'm starting
family.
to feel like there's something special about the name Kaira.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, from now on, the K in K plus stands for Kaira.
No, the
Yeah,
fuck
we
it doesn't.
will adopt
So in fact,
you.
call me
yes,
Kaira
it does.
Plus
He
from
could
now
be a
on.
Kaira.
Nicholas, call
It's
me
cool to
Kaira
be a
Plus from
Kaira.
now on, yeah? Yeah.
You would want to be a Kaira. I don't know what you are.
Say again?
I don't know what you are, but you'd want to be a
He's got a very
Kaira.
complicated surname, just like me. So from now on, I'm Kaira Plus. It looks like that name comes with a lot of
Yeah, yeah,
success.
no, you should,
Brings success, yeah.
AKA Kaira it every time.
Serious, eh?
Yeah. Add
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, for those who do not know the person we're talking to today, I know it's going to be a new face, a new name to many people watching this podcast.
But
A lot of-
Jesus.
But hell, the profile, the people that this person has
Behind
worked
this
with.
person.
Yo,
Oh, you guys.
hey,
do not
Hey.
let the pretty face fool you.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind.
Fiskani has worked with some of the biggest names, not in Zambia, in the world.
Would you like to just give us a small list? Because then you're gonna leave names out.
We'll be here all day.
Exactly.
don't
No, we
have
got-
time.
no, we got time.
We
Oh,
got
let-
time.
We got time.
We're not that much time, but I've worked with a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've
Namely?
had a career that's spanned from legends and influences and
Yeah.
micro influences. Then look, I'm working with you guys, so I really made it now. I have made it. I have
Goddamn
made it.
right.
I have made it.
You've made it,
I've made
officially.
It. I have made it. I'm on that Zed podcast.
Mandola
Yes, I've made it.
to Atlanta, and you took over the styling industry there. And
No, hold on.
Zambia Kuchalo is what we call it now.
Ah.
Zambia Kuchalo.
What's Zambia Kuchalo? Okay,
Zambia to the
Zambia
world.
to the world.
Yes.
Yes.
You've really cut
And I'm the face of that.
yeah,
make me the face of that.
You're saying something?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I always get intrigued when somebody reaches this level of success.
Yeah.
To know a bit more of the backstory,
Right.
to know who you are,
Yeah.
your upbringing. Born and raised, was this in Zambia?
Yes. I was born in Andola, and my journey starts there. At a very young age, I moved to America. I think I was 3 years old.
Three.
Three. One,
So
two,
who was
three.
who was in America?
Who was an American?
Yeah, who
Who
took
was
you to
there?
America?
Who
Oh, well,
took you
no,
there?
no. Of course, my family. I'm 3 years old. My parents. They
Yeah.
were doing business in America, and we moved back. I think when I was probably in grade 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so my journey to where I can remember and let's talk starts at grade 2.
So grade 2, you're in Ndola Trust School from what I gather.
Yes, Ndola Trust School. Tried a couple of schools and ended up in Ndola Trust School. I liked that school. That was cool. It was a great foundation. And yeah, the journey starts there.
Right.
Of course, years later, moved back to America.
Mm-hmm.
But from grade 2 on, I did Zambia. And everything I got to make it in the world was from those those learning years.
Yeah.
Grade 2, how old are you in grade 2?
Yeah.
Like average person's like 6 or 7. It's from 7 to let's say 13 or 14. That is enough foundation wherever you're at in the world to learn and mold wherever you are.
But then she went to London, but
Yes.
Son of it.
I'm like a Bemba is kind of, but not to London, I mean. You have to learn how to speak Bemba in Ndola. Because then you're the outcast. You know what happened?
I'm just saying, you went early,
when I came to Zambia, right?
Yeah.
This grade 2 I'm talking about. I didn't know how to speak Bemba, coming from America. And they corrected that real fast in a place like Ndola. You were coming and we were like, oh, that's disgusting. So you're like, okay. To get in the cool crowd, you just have to learn how to speak the vernacular in a place like Ndola.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So I am fluent. And
So what
when
did
I
your pa-
land
what work did
Zambia,
your-
I know how to do Zambia.
What work did your parents do?
My mother is a teacher. My mother is a chemistry, biology, and physics teacher.
Mm-hmm. Is she still teaching now?
No, she's retired. She owns an amazing orphanage in Ndola still, yeah. But
Which
yeah,
one?
she was it's called Child Life Touch Orphanage. Help,
okay.
Child Life Touch Orphanage. She has these amazing kids. It's amazing. So she's a humanitarian. And my father did business, various businesses growing up, but mostly logistics and transportation.
Right.
And that's how we ended up in America.
Right.
Logistically,
Right.
Quite literally.
quite literally. And I think at the time he was in freight, but then
forwarding and all that.
yeah, freight, some kind of freight thing. I was too young to know.
Yeah.
And then obviously growing up, he did trucking, like, fleets of trucks and whatever. I never quite knew. He just, he did business. The answer was, what does your father do? He's a businessman. He's a businessman,
I
man.
think that's what I tell my daughters as well. I don't really know what to tell them, so I'm in business.
Yeah, he's a businessman.
ask, yeah.
Oh, he's dabbled
As
in a lot
vague
of
as that
things.
is, though.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so upbringing was good. Ndola was amazing. It set the tone for where I was. I tell you the story all the time. I used to sit in my living room in Ndola after school, after activities or no activities, and watch TV, put the tape in the VCR, and watch music videos. That was my thing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I loved music videos. I was intrigued by it. It was,
MTV and the rest of them.
MTV. MTV.
And you came. You had to receive those tapes from somebody in America recording them because we didn't have MTV then.
I don't
I'm
know. My
assuming.
father also
Somehow.
liked music somehow.
Oh,
that
so-
we had these tapes,
Yeah.
and he would buy these tapes or get them from the local video store. The borrowing,
Right, yeah.
the fake Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So, people had music stores. Video borrowing places,
Yeah.
and. If you do good, you say, "Mommy, can we go borrow tapes?" And you say, "You get
I
two,
remember
you
that,
get
actually.
two, you get two."
We used
and
to do
then
that too.
you go through the library. It was like a
Yeah.
video library,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you go through the library and pick what you want, and I would pick music videos.
Yeah.
And it was like, you get the same stuff all the time. Well, that's what I want.
That's what I want. I
That's
remember I used
what
to
I
take the
want.
same movie over the weekend every single time.
Which movie was this?
Basic Instinct.
Oh, you're so basic.
I see what corrupted you so early in life.
Yes. I see. He was like sci-fi. I like this. No, I was music. Probably got the same thing over and over. And the person that was the payer was like, we're doing the same thing. You're getting the same
Music
thing.
all the
Like,
time,
this
yeah.
is the same thing. And
Yeah.
it's like, this is what I want.
Being who you are today, you style people, you dress people up.
Why are you rushing to where she is
No.
now?
I'm connecting
Okay,
to
cool.
the videos. When you would watch those music videos, was it the music that fascinated you, or did that fashion stylist thing start growing from there?
It was a
it the styling that you were
combination.
looking? It's
I think
a combination.
it was
okay?
the the corner of music and fashion
Yeah.
at that junction, and how how it just collided so well. It was
Like, would you look at Mace and think, why wear a Chinese suit? I think I would have styled that guy better. Yeah.
no, it wouldn't be outstyled better more
Yeah.
than I would understand how they landed to that. I understood it captivated me, and I was a child that was so ahead and advanced
That noise
in
from the
my
trolleys
own
downstairs, though.
Yeah, we'll have to speak louder. But I was so advanced that I understood why those choices were made. So early on in those music videos, they were kind of literal. Like, I call you on the phone, and they'll be on the phone. You know, they were music videos like that.
Yeah.
But in the clothing was what intrigued me. It was just like, wow, I understand why they landed to that, because my attention span was that of someone in 2022 in the 90s.
Short.
Very short.
Yeah.
So I have a kid, a nephew, he's 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. He's 9. I know his age. He's 9, but he watches TV. This isn't 2022.
Yeah.
He watches television with his iPad and says, "Can I use your phone? Do you have any
Is this the
games on your phone?" Like,
Is this the guy you posted a month ago who went to a bus station for the first time in his life last month?
yes. The attention span is so short with the kids and even grown-ups that I don't even understand. People watch a movie, go to movies, and you still have your phone
That's me.
in hand, because
Yeah.
that's how much attention, like it's just...
The phone is taking over from everything else,
So
yeah.
sitting there watching Basic Instincts, for 2 hours or 190 minutes,
Oh,
whatever.
you remember how long it was?
That's a lot.
I watched the same scene over and over again.
I was the one that says, press pause so I can pop some popcorn and I'll be back.
Yeah.
And it's like, we starting the movie.
I am slowly
Yeah.
seeing Elson enjoying this conversation more and more.
Well, my
when you
attention
talk about
span.
basic instinct. No,
Yeah.
for those who never watched Basic Instinct, there was a lot of sex, and that's why Elson is excited.
Oh,
Yeah.
do I remember? Oh, the crossing of the legs.
That's the scene that I said I kept watching over and over again.
Yes.
That was Michael Douglas, yeah?
Yeah, it must have been.
remember.
I just know Sharon Stone.
Yeah, Sharon
I didn't
Stone
give a
as
shit.
well,
I didn't give a shit who
Sharon
else was in the movie.
So you see how people watch the same thing and get
Yeah.
different things out of it?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the fashion. I'm looking at the skirt.
I'm
and
looking
why
at
that
Sharon
was
Stone.
the
He's looking at Michael
option.
Douglas.
Yeah, I'm looking at the option
I am not-
of why they would pick that kind of attire
Yeah.
to make the scene work. So we watching for different reasons.
Yeah.
And so even in a household with a bunch of siblings and I'm watching music videos, someone likes the song. I have a sister who's a journalist now. She probably likes the lyrics. I'm not listening to it. I get lyrics wrong all the time.
How many siblings?
Huh?
How many siblings?
I have now, well, I lost a sister. God rest
sorry.
it up. Yeah, but I have now a sister and brother.
So 2 siblings now.
Yeah, and
Okay.
counting. Who knows
Okay.
who else?
Here in
Fiskani
Zambia or in
Kaira.
America?
No, we're in America.
Everyone's in America.
Everyone's in
Okay.
America.
All right, cool. So can we talk now about, you've done your primary school. At what point did you get back to America? Secondary school?
Yeah.
Midway?
So, high school, as they call it,
Yeah.
secondary school, was in America, and I was introduced to a boarding school, and boy, oh boy, that was interesting.
Oh, was it?
That wasn't quite like the boarding schools around here. Yeah.
How so? What was the difference?
Well, we quickly had to figure out. Coming from Zambia, boom! Now you get dropped off. Bam! You're in a boarding school.
Culture shock.
Culture shock,
Yeah.
clothing shock, everything shock, talk, everything
Language.
everything was
Yeah.
different. I speak English, you speak English, you say tomato, I say
Tomato.
tomato. It's different.
You say windscreen, I say windshield.
Right. Sink or swim, let's go.
Yeah.
So do you want to blend in or always want to be a standout? Well, I want to be both. So quickly I had to learn the culture and clothing. I looked at these 5,000 kids at this high school every day, and it was like my personal movie, just watching people walk by, and I was like, oh, cool.
Right.
And you're this, and where are you from? It's a boarding school, so
Yeah.
everyone's from different places.
Mm-hmm.
So you may be from New York, you from Phoenix, you from this. I'm getting to know about these places from people at this school. I've never been to these places. So remember, boarding school, you're locked in for months.
Yeah.
You're pretty
A
much
whole
locked
3
up.
months, 90 days in.
Yeah, you're pretty much locked up. It's like the prison for kids. It really is. That's my summing up of boarding school.
Yeah, a correctional facility. Yeah.
You're rehabilitated. You know,
You're
wherever
being
you are in
shaped
the
into
world.
what they want. So
Right, wherever you're at in the world, boarding school, you're pretty much locked up.
Yeah.
You don't get to go anywhere until it's time to go. All right, so let's do the countdown. Draw it on the wall, figure it out, do whatever you want to do, but you're here. You're not leaving.
Yeah.
You know, and so, yeah, you have time to talk. That's what people do in lockup. Where you from? Where you from?
Yeah,
What do you do? And people tell the same stories over and over and over until you go collect more stories. And so that culture brought me to different places and how to dress and how to move and how they dressed in different places. You know, because everyone has style. In America, oh, I'm from Detroit. Oh, we don't wear that in Detroit. Oh, I'm from ATL. Oh, ATL, what's that? Oh, I'm from here, I'm from there. So it was like, wow, this is pretty cool.
So okay, no, this is still in high school. All right, so you go through your high school. You mentioned that she went to university, right?
yeah, she did.
Yes, I'm educated.
Yeah. So what did you?
I'm quite educated. Don't get it.
Which
I
uni-
ended up going to university, and I was in the financial world in university. I was a finance major. I took on a 5-year program that you were supposed to end up with a master's.
All right.
And you know, I did the best I could with not wanting to do it.
All right.
And not that I didn't want to do it, I just couldn't relate to it. But I was doing it for my parents, you know, and they just didn't understand. I think earlier on I voiced out I wanted to be in this world of style and music.
Fashion.
And it's like, you can't even sing, go to school, you know. And so I'm in school, college, and, you know, doing the day by day thing. And one day I just didn't go back.
Wait, how long after you went to uni did this happen?
I only had a year left.
One more year.
Yeah. I didn't go to school for a year. I had a year left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
And
yeah,
I just did not come back. Because I just, and not to say, and I don't feel that, I know you said I'm a dropout,
yeah.
but
You got all the education you needed.
well, it's, and I don't advise everyone to do it. I do
Yeah.
advise people to go to school and
Same here.
finish
Same
your
here.
school.
Yeah.
But it's certain people that have so much passion and drive that have to get out there, because you know, so you are so convinced and you're so, you just know where your bus is gonna stop at, that maybe I won't be sitting behind this desk doing
Yeah.
whatever you think I should be doing. I have a calling for something else,
All right.
and I have to get out there. I have to go and do that calling, and that's why I left. Not that I knew, but I just had I felt it that, you know, this is not for me, and I'll figure it out there. And you know, that was a hard journey, because when the minute I said I'll figure it out, my family said, well, figure it out, since you want to be, you know, so grown. So here I am, I'm underage, meaning I'm 21 or something.
Yeah.
I'm 20, whatever age I was, and my adulthood started there. I didn't have the support financially, because you said you're gonna figure it out, and yeah, I had to figure it out.
So what did you
and
do?
that was a journey.
So what happened?
So
This is
the
where the
journey
story-
starts.
This is where the
there.
story gets more interesting. And I think a lot of
Yeah.
people are going to find a lot of motivation from this point on. By the way, we are at Spur Steak Ranches. This is where we're having our breakfast from. They've given us very delicious breakfast.
Is this like
you can
a
bring your
Waffle
family
House?
here as well.
Yeah, kind of.
For
It
breakfast,
is?
there's
Yeah. Nice.
food for kids. They've got kids food in the menu as well, right?
They
Yeah.
do.
Amazing. Elson had liver earlier.
Oh, yeah, that was
Livers
amazing.
earlier.
Oh,
That was
yeah, that was
amazing.
dope.
Fiskani had tea. I had
She's
full
gag.
English breakfast. Amazing food.
He
So you
had
can bring
liver with barbecue sauce on it,
Ah, that was
and
amazing.
bread on the side.
That was
the first thing Elson said when he came in, when the waitress came in, I heard you've got good livers, give me, and he cleaned the plate.
Oh,
Quite literally licked the
man.
plate. So bring your family here, you enjoy the meals. Back to Fiskani. This is where
your life gets interesting.
your life gets more interesting. And I think a lot of people will find a lot of motivation when it comes to tenacity, when it comes to persistence and chasing your dream. Please tell us your story. You drop out of uni, you now go out into the world. Your family have sort of written you off with a lot of assumptions you're not going to make it in life.
Well,
I'm
no,
sure.
I don't think it wasn't that you're not gonna make it in life. It's you're making your bed. What's the saying?
Yeah, you made your bed, now lay in
Now
it.
lay in it.
Yeah, you made it, now lay in it. What are you gonna do? I could weigh these tables, or wait these tables. Whatever you're gonna do, you figure it out, because we had a plan for you, and you were on the plan we had, and you said that's not the plan. So figure it out.
What happens next?
Okay,
now?
so
Yeah.
but figure it out on your own. I'm not gonna finance whatever this plan is. You figure it out. So from then on, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia.
Where were you before?
I was in school, and then I was in New Jersey, and I was all over the place.
Right.
I was a little nomadic.
That's a pretty uptown area, Jersey, right?
Well, that's my introduction to America, was New Jersey.
Right.
Yeah, and so because we
New
had
York,
family,
right?
that's by New York, so part of the tri-state area, and so I moved to Atlanta, and I like style, and I want to be a part of the music scene and style, like I watched in those music videos. Mm-hmm. That's all I had to go off.
All right. So, do you know anybody in the ATL?
No. I had a sister
Up and
there.
left?
Yeah. And I watched music videos when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
And now I'm here.
Right.
And And
So where did you go? Because I'm trying to figure out. So you moved to Atlanta. Where did you go?
I didn't have a start. I hadn't planned it out. So I didn't know. So I'm broke. I have no money. I have no support. I live with my sister, who's like, you need to get a job.
Right. So your sister
And
was in Atlanta.
My sister was in Atlanta.
Right, okay.
She was a college graduate, and she had all the accolades or whatever.
Yeah, kind of like me.
And so, maybe better. And so she, I'm in Atlanta, and I discover the nightlife. Boy, did I have perfect attendance in the nightlife.
Whenever we call the register, you're there, present.
So I had perfect attendance in nightlife, which was a thing. It was a runway every night. That was Atlanta's runway. Go out every night and get dressed, get fly. Guess who knew how to do that? Me. Guess who knew who studied the culture? Me. Guess who went to the school of hard knocks and studied fashion? Me. Guess who went out every night in furs and looked amazing? Me.
A broke you, if I may add.
Very broke me, but it was me. I look good broke.
Yeah.
And so, I then was like, okay, now I need to get clients, right? And so I tell this story all the time. I'd made business cards. I put my name on it, Fiskani, wardrobe stylist. And I used to pass them out. Or, if I see someone, I'm like, I need to probably get celebrity clients. That's what it's all about. And I remember being in the club one time. It was so loud. It was really loud. And I ran into Busta Rhymes and Fabulous, right? And I somehow ended up in the section they were in. And I was like, call me. I'm a stylist. You need me. And he was like, huh? It's kind of loud.
Who did you say this to? Between the two of them?
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes.
Right.
And it's like, what? So it's loud. And I learned then that you don't do business in a nightclub. People are here to have fun, and it's loud.
Right, yeah.
And I don't want to hear your agenda or whatever you do.
Right.
But, you're young, you don't know. And I'm like, passing the card on, you should call me. And he's like, oh, yeah, cool. Great. Yeah, okay, whatever. And I pass on Fabulous as well. He's like, oh, thanks. I think he put it in his back pocket, I remember, because I went to sit down, I was watching.
How do you even get to them? Because I can imagine the entourage they have.
Well, Atlanta is an interesting place.
Right.
And Atlanta is a hodgepodge of where just stars meet, and the nightlife is bustling.
Right.
And people, you see a lot of people in Atlanta, like no other place in the world. You just see a lot of stars.
Right.
It's always been that way.
Right.
Especially in certain places like the nightlife. Yeah, the nightlife. They frequent the nightlife.
Right.
Music, clubs. It goes together, right? And so it's not such a hard thing in Atlanta. It's not so far-fetched. And so Busta Rhymes threw my card on the floor.
Oh, you see, I remember you shared the story earlier, yesterday, where as you're walking out of the club, Busta Rhymes in the car park, and you actually see him.
Right. Anyway, and you learn that when the business of passing out your business card, you learn that sometimes it doesn't end up in the side pocket, right? For some people. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. And again, you want to leave huge impressions.
Right.
For your business card to end up in something. I'll keep this, or have a very nice business card. Those work too sometimes. But in the business of passing out your business card, you could give your card all day, but what impression did you leave? Some people leave huge impressions.
Right.
And it's like, I'm going to keep this card. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it in my phone.
Yeah.
Big impressions, right? And so I went back to the drawing board, realizing so
Fab didn't call you back either?
No.
Despite him putting it in his back pocket?
No. And I realized that method wasn't going to be the one.
Right.
It has to be other ways.
We had to switch it up.
Yeah, and I didn't have clients at the time, and I took an internship in New York. I went to New York. I met an Italian guy named Mitch Finaro. Mitch Finaro is the guy for me. Mitch Finaro took a liking to me. He saw I was really green-eyed and just ready. Ready for the world of fashion. And he allowed me to intern at his company. And so I moved to New York to be an intern. And it was a fur company.
Right.
Yeah. And in that fur company, that we had a nationwide tour to sell furs.
Sorry to cut you off. You put that up. That camera right there is not going to block the view.
I don't know cameras.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah. So, we took a tour all over America to sell furs, and I was an intern and a model.
Peter must have hated you.
They still do, but it's okay. And so we take this tour, and day 2 of the tour, I'm like, I'm not a model. I want to get into fashion so bad. Fur is the most expensive thing you could wear. I'm intrigued by it. I want to do sales like you. I'm really not a model. And he's like, you can't sell fur. I'm like, yes, I can. I've watched you for 2 days. He's like, it's more to it than that. I'm like, yes, I can. I'm young. I get it. I learned the skins in 2 days. I understand it. I'm intrigued by this. So you don't understand how much I get it. And he's like, well, I tell you what, let's continue the tour. Let's see how good you do. So we go to all these cities selling fur. And by the end of the tour, he's like, I'm going to give you a chance. You're really good. Because part of the tour, he allows me to sell to these stores.
Right.
And big stores at that. And they doing hundreds of $1,000s of orders because fur is very expensive. And so when I finished my internship / my modeling with him, he gives me furs to sell.
I remember he mentioned it was about $2 million worth of fur.
$2 million in value.
That's a lot of money, Jesus. Yeah.
Of fur. I am so young. I don't even understand the value.
You're about 21, 22 at this point.
Yeah. I'm like, I have all these furs. And he says, go sell. He said you can sell. Go to Atlanta and sell. And I get back to Atlanta and I'm like, okay, I'm geared up. Let's go. I'm going to sell. Staying with my brother at the time. And he's like, what is all this stuff? I'm like, fur, lock the doors. Let's keep this stuff together. It didn't even fit in my little car I had at the time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, I sold myself so well. Let's sell. So I start going to different stores, and I quickly realized it's hot in Atlanta.
Nobody
it's
wants to
called
wear fur.
Hotlanta for a reason.
Yeah.
And maybe fur is not the number one seller like the Midwest. We had toured the Midwest and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We never went to the West Coast because obviously this is another hot area. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm not making sales. I'm selling 1 or 2 here and there. I'm doing very poor at this job.
Right.
And so again, one night, big party, me and my friends get dressed. I borrow the furs and put them on. I didn't think it would hurt the company. It was marketing. Yeah. And I put on the most expensive fur you can put on, and we go out and we look amazing, and we're draped in furs, and we have like $20 to our name, all 3 of us, so we have no money. And we go out and we make it in this club, and we look so luxurious and so expensive. And we meet a guy he's like, oh, I like this jacket. my client Keith Sweat just bought jackets like this in
The
Detroit.
whole Keith Sweat.
I was like, wait, he bought from what store? Oh, the store in Detroit named such and such. I'm like, I sold that store. Well, along with my mentor who was taking me around, right? And he's like, yeah, he bought tons of them. What? I have them here. Is he still interested? I'm the rep. I rep this company.
Right.
And if he wants them, I have it. Like, so I'm like stuck on this guy, and I like, hey, listen, take my number, call me. I have these jackets.
Take my number. What is your number?
Take my number. Take
You got a
my
lot
number.
of faith.
Yeah, no, hey, you know, you're young.
Yeah.
So take my number, whatever, let's go. He's like, all right, now I'll call you tomorrow and I'll set it up. You sure you have them? Yes, I have them. I have them. And so he actually calls the next day.
Wow.
And he's like, yep, I talked to Keith. He wants to see what you have.
Can you please say his full name? Just for
Keith
emphasis.
Sweat
Yeah, please emphasize
wants to
that.
see these furs you have. And he says you come over in an hour. I got ready so fast. Grabbed my friend to help me out to show all this inventory. Packed, not even my car because it wouldn't fit. She happened to have a bigger car. Packed her car up. Got the address. We on our way to Keith Sweat's house. Moments later, we are at Keith Sweat's house.
Wow.
Little old me with my furs.
Wow.
We get there, and he's like, "Yeah, let me see what you got."
How
You
beautiful
know,
is his house, though?
oh, beautiful. He lives very
Big
nice.
mansion kind of
There's
thing.
a
but
joke
it's the
in there
time,
somewhere. I
back in the
haven't
day.
figured it out.
Yeah?
Between Kid Sweat and fur. Sweat, fur.
And it's hot in Atlanta, you're wearing fur, you sweat a
Right.
lot?
I'm
Yeah?
still trying to write the joke in my mind. But keep going.
That's
Good enough.
That's good enough. This is a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get there. He's quite luxurious. You know, Keith loves
Yeah.
good things. So we get there. I show him my stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take this. I'll take that. I like this. I like that." And I'm like, "So you know, I'm a stylist. You know." Because he's like, you must be a great stylist to have all these expensive furs. And I'm like, yeah, who styles you? He's like, I pretty much style myself half the time. You know, I'm a fashionable guy, blah, 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 you know. And I'm like, yeah, you know, this is... Anyway, we have a good time at his house. We have a good time.
He shows you
shops with
around.
me. He shows me around. He shows me his diamond plaques and all these accolades he had. He's the Keith Sweat. And I'm like, wow, this is a full circle moment because, again, he was one of the people from the video store on the tape.
There's
In the
Usher's
living room,
music. There's the Usher
in
story
Nola.
in his house, yeah.
So and even at his house, I always forget to tell this. It was a TV show at the time called 106 in Park.
I remember that.
Right. So 106 Park was the video countdown, right? And so the number, we in Keith Sweat's house for a long time doing the sale. The number one spot on that particular day was Usher.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Was Usher.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, woo! I love that song. Usher. And he looks like, let me tell you something, girl. Let me show you something. Look at I'm Diamond. I'm Keith Sweat. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know the
You're not giving
etiquette.
respect in your own home.
I didn't know the etiquette, and so he shows me his accolades. I'm like, okay, I liked the Usher song at the time. I was just saying it was number one for a long time, you know. So, but obviously this was the new guy coming in town at the time, you know what I mean? So, as all business is competitive, you know, it is what it is. So I knew then, as you do business, you know, when you with the lion, let's not talk about the elephants. You know, let's
the
not
cheetahs,
talk
the
about
leopards.
let's. We're not interested in that right now. So, you know, I learned. I went to the school of hard knocks.
So so you develop a relationship with Keith Sweat. Did you end up being a stylist? Did you end up providing him with no clothes?
Let me tell you, right here is, if you don't listen to anything else, listen to this. Listen to this part right here. Keith Sweat. It took a liking to me in those little 1 or 2 hours I was in his home, that he said, hey, I have some friends I could call to help you sell this stuff. I said, call them. Who can you call? He called so many people in my presence. He called a guy Too Short, Jazzy Faye, Outkast.
Wow.
And this is the things I've been trying to. I remember I had perfect attendance in the club, thinking I'd meet these people. One phone call. in his
And
phone.
you have everyone.
And he would call them, hey, what's up? Hey, I got this girl. She bad, man. She real bad. She got
When
it.
God says
she
yes,
got da-da-da-da-da. She got the furs. She got what you need. Hold on. Bam. Next call. Da-da-da. Hold on. He passed the phone over to me like, oh, yeah? And they're like, man, she got, you know, everything you need, blah, blah, blah. Because I also had the clothing line I worked for. Not only did furs, they did shirts and jeans or whatever. So I had pretty much a full package for men, right?
Yeah.
And the one phone call that really pivoted everything, he calls Akon. And so as he's talking to Akon, who was just coming out at the time, he was like, he just came to record in my studio. And I got, he called, yo, Akon, I got this girl, blah, blah. He said, wait, where you from? So I'm like, Jersey? And he's like, no, where you from? Africa? He's like, she African too. So he's like, so I'm like, okay, hold on. Gives me his phone. And I have Akon on the line, and he's like, yeah, where you from? Oh, Zambia. Where you from? Senegal. I was like, oh, wow. So he's like, yeah, man, let's meet. What you got? I need stuff, man. Wow. I got a show, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I was like, wait, is your brother Omar? Because I knew Omar, his brother, Omar. And
how did you know Omar?
I knew Omar because Omar had perfect attendance in the clubs as well.
You had so much in common in it.
Yes. And we were African, and we used to call them Black O because they're really, really black.
Midnight
so
black.
did you know, when you knew Omar, did you know that Omar was Akon's brother?
No. Because
Akon is not big at this point.
Akon was just coming out.
Yeah, he's not big at this point.
Omar and I, a little more we'd bump into each other in the happening spots. Right? And we head nod. We had things of interest. You know what I mean? We'd end up in the same sections, whatever.
You mentioned his nickname. You used to call him Black O?
Yeah, so everyone calls him Black O.
Because it's black.
He's midnight black. And they were just black.
He's the poster child for the race.
Yeah, so we were just
smoke.
Yeah, and he was black. So we stood out. We're Africans, we're gonna stand out anyway. But then he was Black O. So Africans unite. We
like navy blue black.
Anyway, Black Power. Let's go.
But Omar was my good friend. Everyone calls
Speaking
Omar
of black. It's like we planned our dress code today. Huh? Everyone's in black. The camera crew, everyone's in black. What's going on, guys?
You guys followed my lead, I guess. I don't know.
I think you're the person that got dressed up
after.
First, last. So
Everyone's
I'm
black.
telepath.
Wow.
So I get it.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah. So anyway,
See? I get it.
You tell Akon that you know his brother.
You're on the phone with Akon.
Yeah, he's like, that's my little brother. I was like, I know, that's my guy. He was like, yeah, okay, let's meet. Let's see what you got. Let's meet. I'm out of town tomorrow, but when I get back, I'll call you. And let's get together for sure. I'm like, yeah, here's my number. Blah, 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 blah. Take it. You got it? He's like, yeah, for sure. And true indeed, he called me like 2 days later or 3 days later. He's like, hey, what's up? I'm in the studio. We can meet now. Let's see what you got. So again, drive down there. And this time was different. It wasn't a sale. It wasn't like it was Keith Sweat and everyone else selling these clothes. These furs or whatever. I got there. He was like, I don't wear fur. I was like, oh.
Why the fuck am I here?
Well, no, because it was like, well, that's fine. I'm a wardrobe stylist.
Did Akon say why he doesn't wear fur though?
At the time, he just wasn't in there. I guess it was just
preference.
Such a, hairy
I thought maybe it was about animal rights and things like that. No?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I never.
Cool. Anyway, moving on.
I never dove deeper, right? And so I'm like, I'm a stylist. He's like, I don't have a stylist. I just shot the video locked up, and I didn't have a stylist. Or I use my friend who kind of, operated as a stylist.
In locked up, weren't they like in prison attire?
Yeah. And so he was like, all we wore was like jail jumpsuits. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a stylist.
Like, let me show my shot.
And I was like, oh, well, he's like, are you my sister? We're African. You're a stylist. Let's go. Let me call my manager till we find a stylist. And he called a manager and said, hey, we found somebody. And guess what? In 2 days, we have an award show called the Source Awards. And I'm performing. I need something for the red carpet. And style me. And just like that, it was.
I want to Google the outfit that he had
for the Source. Yeah, that's so old. Yeah,
the time frame is a little.
Do you remember what year this is?
Small, like.
Yeah, what year was that? I don't know.
He threw you right into the deep end. You start work and 2 days later you have an awards show. How did you prepare for that though?
I didn't know.
And it's like your first client, and it's your big client. It's a big client.
First client, big client.
Yeah.
Like really, the saying is true. Like when God wants you to skip the line, you skip the line. Like you do not wait in line.
Oh, he's still in line.
Who's still in line? Well, I went to the VIP. I walked past everybody. You know,
Wait,
when
so
you know,
is any of this?
you Googled it.
That's
Yes.
Let me see.
So which one?
Akon and Styles P. That
You
was
dressed him
the
up for
show.
That was you.
Yes. You know, Akon and Styles
Please
P.
put that on the screen.
You know, wow.
Let me see
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy. Again, it was Locked Up. They were singing the song Locked Up or whatever. And so, yeah, here we are in Miami, Florida was the location. I get down
Lots
there.
of crazy people there, huh?
Yeah, it was really, but I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Nor did he, and it was a great partnership because he was a new artist. He hadn't had a million stylists.
Wait, so
He took me on this ride.
sorry to cut you off.
Uh-huh.
Back to Akon. He says we are going to the Source Awards and style me. How do you prep for that?
I just moved. I remember I didn't have a bunch of experience
Right.
because I didn't have clients, and I just went. Again, my biggest gift is looking at someone and knowing exactly what would look good on you.
So,
you
so
know,
do you
and
want to
scanning you and say, you know, you would look good in this,
right?
You know.
So do you want to know the theme of what the performance is about?
Yeah, of course. No, they get the manager. This is why he connected me with the manager. The manager says this: we're performing. It's the song called "Locked Up." He's performing it with Styles P, and he'll need something for the carpet. You know,
Locked
we
up
may
and won't
have,
let
you
me
know,
out.
exactly. Yeah. So it's just like, okay, I get it. So you obviously you don't come with a suit to perform "Locked Up."
Of course.
You know, so it was that. It was simple, but it was still like, you know, I was needed to fulfill that. You know, this is where you need to show up at.
Yeah.
And again, I was so new. They were asking me, so what's your day rate? What's a day rate? A day rate is how you get paid,
Yeah, of
right? And
course.
as a creative, right? You have a day rate or a half day rate or whatever. And I knew. Remember, I came from the business school background. I knew enough to answer, what did you have? Yeah, like,
Right.
Yeah.
What do you have in mind? Yeah.
So they threw the figure out there.
Yeah, you throw it out, not me.
Yeah.
Because,
so how
again,
much do they offer?
You know, so they offer, because I don't even know the rates
Right.
at this
Of course,
point.
Yeah.
Right? But I know in negotiations,
Whoever throws the figure out
whoever
first.
throws it out
That's
first.
School of Hard Knocks. So what did they offer?
I forget what it
It's
was.
20 years. It's about 20 years ago. Would you remember the
well,
figure?
since 17, I don't remember. But whatever it was, it
Yeah.
wouldn't matter if they would have said $1. I was going to do it.
The passion
course.
was bigger
Because
than
the passion was bigger, right?
Yeah.
So whatever number they gave, I might have just said, this time that'll work. You know, and it was like, yes, I get to work it. You know, I get to work it. So it was like, yeah. It wasn't about the money.
So you're
it
still
was
staying with your sister around this
I was
time,
just-
right?
I was staying with my brother at this time. At this
Okay.
time, I'm with my brother.
Right.
And I didn't stay with him too much longer after that.
Of course not. This is
not.
Akon money.
Akon money.
Well, we went everywhere.
I mean, the man
With
is building a
Akon?
whole city
Huh?
now. So
With Akon?
Yeah, because what happens
Yeah.
after is Akon was became very popular, and he did collaborations with so many people that now got me to style so many other people.
Right.
Because we went from, okay, I've never styled before, and in 3 months from my first styling moment, I did videos with Eminem, Gwen Stefani,
Wait,
Snoop Dogg,
wait.
you name it. We went on this.
Oh, right, because Akon has got a thing with so...
everyone in the industry at that
Akon
point,
did a
yeah.
song with everyone. With
What, so did
Bone
you dress
Thugs,
Eminem?
With this, no, because sometimes they bring their own stylist, but I would do the video because he's an Akon video.
Right.
Or he would collaborate, and he was so good that he would say, "You have to bring my stylist," you know. So I was part of his team, and so everywhere he went, guess who was there? Little old me
Did he
with
try-
my suitcase in tow.
Did he
and
try to
his
smash,
clothes.
though?
No.
You never tried?
Absolutely not. I would lie if I said that. No, that's my brother. He really took me on. I think he saw, sometimes you see the hunger
He's a
in someone.
professional, unlike you, I'll say.
Yeah. He really saw the hunger in me and really was important. It was important to put me on.
So just the hunger, no thirst.
No, I'm not a thirst bucket. I'm never a thirst bucket.
You never tried to smash?
No. I'm never a thirst
bucket. I need to have a word with him.
No, you don't. It worked out very well.
Right.
He's got
I'm
two
like
wives.
his sis.
He's
Like
satisfied,
I'm like sis. I'm cool with whoever.
Did he already have his two wives at this point?
Huh?
Did he already have his two wives at this point?
I don't know if he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just know he had the nice suit when he needed a nice suit. Okay? That's all I know.
We're not going into any personal
We're not going to
details,
go there because I just don't know. It didn't even matter.
It was business
Remember,
for you.
it's business for me. I'm passionate. I don't care about your personal life. I'm here. I come here in a working capacity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I keep it that way. And I must say that I work with several people after, and smashing should not be part of the work environment.
Can we talk about the business mistakes that you made, especially starting with Akon? Yeah.
As we're still touring with Akon, we'll get in there in a second.
All right, cool.
And the artists that you mentioned, anybody who you were starstruck by?
I don't think, and believe it or not, I don't think I've ever been starstruck because the goal was always to be and work in those entities from a very young person. Remember, I'm watching music videos at 9, 10 years old,
right.
And I want to work here. I want to be there in some capacity. I don't sing, I don't dance, but in some capacity, I want to be there in this movement, right? I want to be in Hollywood in some capacity. Right? And so when I come around, it's just a nod to myself. Say, we're working. Let's go. I want to be on that Zed podcast. I'm here. I'm not starstruck. I'm just, this is what I set out to do.
Right.
So we're here now.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? So it's never like, you're not smitten.
Yeah.
We're working. Let's work. I got a path. This is my path. I'm going places. I'm going somewhere. And this is one of the stops that's needed for me to go where I'm going. It's not starstruck. Let's go. We're going to keep moving.
I would have been such a stan if I met Eminem.
I know, right?
No, it's just, it's amazing. You meet people,
You
they
met
people like
Eminem?
you. Absolutely. Did a whole video.
Did you dress
with
Eminem at some point?
No, I didn't dress
Does he
him.
need dress? Have you seen how he dresses?
No, I've never
White
dressed him.
t-shirt, blue jeans.
I don't think he needs a stylist.
No, I didn't dress him.
styles
I
himself
just...
enough.
Is he dressed by anybody?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because
Yeah,
he
everyone
looks
has a
like he
stylist.
just goes in his closet, gets a
White
hoodie,
t-shirt.
Air Max 95s.
That's still style. Why? That is still style. Style is not about just being over the top. People still have style. If you wear khaki pants and a white shirt, that is still your style. If you're Steve Jobs and you wore Levi jeans and
Levi jeans
a turtleneck
and Stan Smiths
and whatever, that is still your style. It's still a style of some sort. And
I think the most styled artist I see on TV, The Weeknd, I think.
You like The
always
Weeknd?
extra.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like the new Prince. We're discussing this a few weeks ago.
Oh, I can see the
You see the
correlation.
He sounds a little like
sound
Prince
is
too.
like Prince.
He
yeah.
sounds amazing.
Yeah,
The
he
Weeknd
does.
sounds really good. Yeah, no, I've never worked with him.
Am I the only
but
person who used to think The Weeknd was a group?
Same here.
The Weeknd is African.
He's African.
Yeah, he's from Ethiopia.
I've never read up on that guy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Ethiopia's got hot ass chicks too.
You are very into this side of life.
Yes, I am.
Chicks and hotness. We gotta cool this guy off. We gotta just
I mean, what's the alternative?
nah.
What's the alternative?
I
Bring you
hope
guys?
none. No.
Yeah, see, so-
well, I mean, unless that's what floats your boat, then that's okay. too.
I'm good right here.
I
Yeah.
asked about business failures and lessons you learned, especially getting into the game.
Right.
I know quite alright. You have that 4 years of a degree. You learned a lot in that 4 years, but of course
I learned a lot. Yeah, I've made many business mistakes, and in hindsight, I could have stayed that extra year because now I pay for it. How do I pay for it? I pay people that finish to do my accounting and
Same
do
here,
my,
same here.
But that's the circle of life. I pay lawyers. I wasn't gonna be everything. Like you pay your doctor.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be everything. My purpose is my purpose. It's been important to stick in my purpose, and now I offer jobs to those that.
I've always said,
like Diddy
I've
says,
always
we
said-
pay people so we work less as entrepreneurs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
and apart from that, I've always believed that a grade A student will always work for a grade B or C student.
Oh. Well, I wasn't a B or C student. What are you trying to say?
You said you were or you weren't?
I was not.
What were you?
I was quite articulate, and
So were you an A or were you a B?
I was an A when applied, and a B. I was an A when applied, and a B on a bad day, and a C when I just didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know. So, and I just wasn't. Let me tell the student me looked at people that studied, like studying.
Seriously focused, and
I was like, I want to act like you because I don't know I don't know this look, right. And I just didn't have it. I just like you go in the library and people like shh, read right,
yeah,
and you know that look, and I was like, I'm just gonna go off what I learned. Maybe because now y'all confusing me. I'm not going to study for 6 hours. I don't retain that way.
Adding to your point, Elson, there's that book by Robert Kiyosaki. Why the A students work for the D students and why the B students work for the government. You read that book?
No, I haven't.
It speaks a lot into what we're discussing right now.
Right.
You already knew what your passion was, and half the time, most times, the richest people on the planet are people who work with their talents and not the qualifications in most cases.
Yeah.
So I think it plays into what we're discussing right now.
Right.
Anyway, you were saying.
At what point do you then call your parents and you're like, yeah, you wrote me off, but guess who I'm working with right now?
They didn't understand it still for a long time. Even when I was like, I'm styling, I'm traveling with Akon. Who's Akon? And you know, I remember my dad being probably in Lusaka somewhere at a red light, eventually saying, no, he was like, I just bought the CD. The guys are selling the CD at the light, you know, and it says Akon.
Did you pronounce it as Akon or Akon?
Yeah, it's an Akon. And I was like, don't play it. You know, I didn't say it was clean, you know, and so, you know, this was him coming around.
Right.
That was his version of,
you're doing good.
all right.
But African parents will never really tell you that.
Yeah, that was his version. And I remember one of the moment he was like entertaining of whatever, friends over, and they must be in the living room. I could picture it in my head because of what I could hear. And it's whatever day, he calls me on a Sunday and he's like, hey, Fish, what are you doing? Oh, I'm sitting here with, you know, and
such.
and we're watching. It's a thing on this program on TV, the Oscars. And I was telling my daughter's there. You're in LA, right? You're probably there. We're looking at a guy named Brad Pitt. You know. No, I'm in Atlanta. I'm not anywhere near the Oscars. I don't work with Brad Pitt. Okay, I'll call you back. I was just letting them know that.
Just to let the niggas know.
Yeah, you know, my daughter's probably there, you know, and so at that point I figured, you know, we're in a little mind shift here, and this is his way of saying I'm on board with whatever this thing is, because we're watching TV and it's like my daughter's probably there. She does these people. She's on the carpet, you know, so they came around. Of course, they had no choice.
How much of a mind shift do you feel maybe? I think this is mostly with African parents. I don't know what the things are like in America, but I think with African parents, if you just sway away from conventional, you know, a conventional path where they expect you to do primary school, secondary school, college, look for a job. Right. If you sort of sway away, you do something very unconventional. Well, how much of a mind shift do you think African parents need to have right now?
I think it's important to
is it
you
right?
having
Is
children,
the time
right?
right
Yeah,
now,
you having
or?
the time is when your child is born. It's important to understand and know what your child is into, right? So it's 4 of us in the family. I watch music videos. You have another one. I'm gonna paint a afternoon in the living room of the Kaira household. All right, with 4 children, 4 kids under 12. All right, everyone's under the age of 12. You have someone like me. If we're not playing outside or whatever, let's go. Everybody go into what they like. I'm watching music videos. You have a girl over here. She's reading books. Sweet Valley High and whatever comics. Mommy, I need another comic. My brother, he likes cars. He's outside stealing cars, taking my mother's keys and taking the car for a spin around the block. You know, not supposed to. You know, my other sister, she's like, you know, following my mother's footsteps. Like, you know, she's very studious and very, biology girl. And you move fast forward 20 years from that moment, we all figured out what we wanted to do then. Someone like you probably always liked music on radio.
Radio, yeah.
So if they listened they shouldn't have took you to med school. Because again, you had these characteristics already. I played in my mother's clothes. I told my mother, don't come to the PTA meeting at school. Do not wear those shoes. You come with the red shoes, okay, Mom?
And the blue suit.
And you come with this suit. I'm gonna lay out you never wear your stuff, Mom. You should put red lipstick on. She's like, what is wrong with this kid? No. Where the other kids didn't care. Like, hey, come, I don't care if you come with a bonnet on. Just show up. I don't care. That's my mom. No, you need to look proper. Like this when you come, because that's what I want to see. I want you to wear your highest heels. No, not doing that. But again, that should already said we got something here, right? So I think it's important for parents to just to take what your kids are going to be. You know, it's kids that are like taking apart grasshoppers. And you know, hey, this one's gonna be this one's gonna be okay in that kind of field. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be okay opening people's guts up. You know, or like it's kids I knew that did weird stuff like that.
Either
like,
that
oh,
or they're gonna be a serial killer.
Ooh, hope not a serial
Every serial killer. That's how they start off. They used to hurt little animals,
kill cats.
Oh, we're not killing cats.
No, we're not.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Really? That's a thing?
Oh, yeah.
That's a correlation.
We've seen ID channels.
So you should accept your serial killer child when you have to visit him in jail for the next 69 years.
Saving up for bail
because
money.
you say, you know what, I always knew you were going to kill people. Because, you just killed every cat we ever had.
Man.
You should know that as a parent.
Yeah.
So, again, you're a camera guy. You probably I'll take the photo and you're a little 4-year-old trying to take you took a good photo, actually.
Right.
So I think it's important for parents to just cultivate whatever talent naturally their children have.
Yeah.
And some are athletic. Some kids are very athletic that end up being the biggest Olympic stars of the world.
I'll tell you what. I was sent to study business.
Yeah.
To do a Copperbelt University business admin degree.
Right.
Half the time I was in radio stations.
There you go.
Mention any radio station in existence in 2006 in Lusaka, I was there.
You were there, like.
And I've got witnesses who will tell you. Costa Monster will tell you how I was always at Hon FM.
And then,
Thrill will tell you how I was always at
aren't you supposed to be in school?
Yeah, and I was supposed to be like this time. What time is it? This is like what, 1-2 p.m. I would be at a radio station, just chilling,
just loving.
You guys were doing the whole thing.
All right.
Yeah,
wow.
I just love microphones and studios. Yeah.
So
when
last did you work? So when did you start working with Akon?
When did I start?
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
So, oh wow, we worked together forever. I just don't have the right timestamps. He obviously eventually started taking a back seat from music and became quite the entrepreneur.
Right.
So he wasn't.
That's more than 10 years then.
We worked for a good while. At least the 1, 2, maybe 3 albums.
Wow.
Yeah, I can chronicleize it that way. At least 3 albums we worked together, or I was stepping in here and there.
Was it like exclusive? You couldn't style anybody else in that period, or
No.
you were at liberty to work with anyone you wanted to?
Yeah, and that's how I was able to spread. I was able to spread my wings, and it's so amazing because again, I ended up working with every single person I watched on those tapes.
So who else have you worked with?
I've worked with so many people, and again, it went from music to Hollywood to actors to just you name it. So
names here, boo.
Let's go. So I work with Akon, I work with John Legend, I work with TLC, Tony Braxton. Fast forward, movies. I work with like Tyrese. I now.
Y'all know I'm up here for a fitting. I decided to pull out my camera because I just wanted to show some love to a black woman, a sister, who has built an empire that you know nothing about. I'm not getting paid from this. I don't benefit from this. As a matter of fact, when I come to this motherfucker, my credit card get hit
every time.
Say what's up to
Hey,
Fiskani.
y'all, it's Fiskani. I love you. I really
Where are we, Fiskani? Because they don't know.
Welcome to the Ivy showroom.
Jesus.
Let's show them around. Let me go.
This is the. I will say to y'all, although she is my stylist, she's really my wife's stylist and been with my wife for a little over 3 years and has been truly amazing. And everything that she has became for me as a stylist has taken my style up into levels.
Yeah. This is my new model. Right?
I'm out of furs, glasses,
Everything.
shoes, hats. It doesn't matter.
Check them out, you know.
This is what happens
Bobby.
when you put something on buy.
Own a big fashion house called Ivy Showroom. So
Yeah,
we
I'm coming to that.
supply
I'm coming to that.
all
Yeah.
the big movies, well, that are in town that may need wardrobe, special wardrobe. We supply them. So I have quite an extensive list of people I've worked with. I always
Who in
get
the
tongue.
movie industry
I
have
always
you
get
worked with?
tongue twisters. I'm like, wait, let me Google, let me make this list. But those always just roll off my tongue quicker. But in the movies, we a lot of the costumers, which is the stylists that do movies, they come to our establishment to get clothes. We did something for Black Panther.
Really?
Oh, you did
Yeah.
some. What did you do
Yeah.
exactly in Black Panther?
They came and got some like jewelry and stuff. And
Right.
because I travel a lot,
You
I
collect
had
all
some
these things from around the
interesting,
world. Yeah.
So they had stuff I collected like from Dola and stuff that made that movie. You
Wow.
know, so
This is incredible.
Yeah, I know,
yeah.
right?
So the Bobby Brown story, a lot of TV shows. It's a show you would like, called
Bobby
P Valley.
Brown. Jeez. Well, P Valley, yeah, I've seen that.
You've seen that?
I've never
Yeah.
watched. I've never. Let me tell you
You've
something.
never watched
with,
P
with-
Valley?
with P Valley, I've never watched P Valley with a girl and an episode ends
Why?
Power goes.
because you get it popping. Hey, listen.
Oh!
So
Okay, moving on.
Right, so
Let me
wait.
do that. Let's some cleaner movies.
I know, right?
Some
you
cleaner
mentioned,
shows. So a lot of Tyler Perry
Bobby.
stuff.
What's the name again?
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
The Bobby
If there
Brown
is-
movie.
If there's
I work
any
Bobby
pers-
Brown. I work with New Edition.
No fucking way.
Yes, and
Man,
you
if there's
know,
any person who's lost so many people,
Yeah.
I don't know how Bobby Brown does it. The amount of
it's not by choice. So you
No,
see,
I
when
know
people
that.
when people lose people, because I've lost people very near and dear to me, right? It's not by choice, you know. So it's not, and people need
It's
to
not like he was
understand that you
careless
do.
and just
Yeah,
lost people,
it's
you
not
know?
like you know you have this X on your back,
Yeah.
and it's
No,
like
that's not
you
what I'm
know,
saying. But I'm saying
land here.
he's lost so many people that are so close to him.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
that it's so. If I don't know how to be able to function. That's just basically
You
what I
have to
mean.
just keep moving
I see what you
forward.
mean. I got you.
And you know what? The thing about loss is everyone's gonna lose the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
The same people he's lost, we will also.
But in that
lose.
amount of time, though,
At some point it'll tic tac toe like that.
yeah, if it
Everyone-
spreads out, cool.
Yeah, but no, he's a force. He's still
You
going
work
strong.
a new audition.
Yeah, I work with New Edition. I did some things with New Edition. I work with Bobby. I work with Bobby Brown movie. You know, we're actors. and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
There's something else that I always wanted to know because a lot of people blame Bobby for the drug use that Whitney had.
Houston, yeah.
Wasn't
I
it?
don't know them in that capacity.
Because it must have been the
'Cause
other way. That's what's depicted in the movie.
Yeah, and you know, I because if I'm not physically there for you to do things, I tend not to judge.
Right.
Okay, I have been taught not to judge. I grew up that way.
Yeah.
And I don't know and care what you do. I'm not gonna judge you, or anyone else,
Right.
right? And so, you know, of course, a movie. I don't know. He would have to sit here and come, Bobby Brown, come to that Zed podcast. Come to that Zed podcast.
Yeah.
You want some answers. Because I don't know. I just couldn't answer that with...
But yeah, so many questions that I have about
Excuse
Bobby
the
Brown.
sirens in the background. There's the African Union Summit happening. So
Big deal.
almost all the African presidents are in town. right
Only
now.
12.
All the 12.
Only 12.
12
most-
is good.
The important parts of Africa.
Yeah.
Well, they're in
That's
town,
good.
so
There's
hence
so
the
many-
police presence everywhere.
Yeah.
Near
Because
here.
I also heard he smashed Madonna.
Probably, I don't know. I don't keep Smash records.
Yeah,
This
I was
is
about- I was
his
about- exactly.
thing. I don't keep Smash records of anybody, especially not
She's got
Bobby.
smash hits with styling. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the yeah,
Now, the people that you've worked with are incredible, though.
yeah. They're some anomalies, you know, and it's good. You know what happens when you work with people that are that are good at what they do, it makes you go sharpen your pencil, and you get up. You're the kid in class getting up, sharpening your pencil 10 times because it's like, man, this is great. It's like being an athlete, right? And you say you do sports when you're kids, right? But then you may, I got into styling. I swam as a kid, but I didn't go become this Olympic swimmer, right? I took the path that was for me. But then you see Olympic athletes and they're anomalies. Like, you are just amazing. You see the Kobe Bryants of
Phelps.
you see the Kobe
Phelps,
Bryants of the world that's also been bouncing a ball since they were probably 4 years old.
Yeah.
And they've never stopped working on their craft. So it's just it's amazing being around people that just never stopped working on what they do.
Is this what drives you now from just being Fiskani the stylist to starting the Ivy showroom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
yeah, because it doesn't stop. I'm forever a student, the dropout that never stops. So the joke's on me, right? So you dropped out, and I
then you have to still keep learning.
Yeah, like so in the end the joke's been on me. I'm forever a student. I'm forever learning. I'm surrounding myself around people. Here, look, I'm with you guys. I don't do podcasts every day. I'm on that Zed Podcast. You guys are amazing. You guys are the #1 podcast on this side of the Nile.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes and no. Yeah. So again, I'm learning. This is how this works. Like, so
I remember we met
non-stop.
for the first time 7 years ago, and you shared most of what you've shared with our viewers today with me then. And I was mind blown. And I asked you, how have you managed to do all these things? And you spoke about manifestation. How much of this still plays a role in your success today?
I didn't even know what manifestation was when I was 9. It was just, I didn't know it was manifestation, right? Until later on, you're like, okay, that's manifestation, right? I think it's important to set goals and sights. I think it's important to be like, I want that, and go for it. And don't listen to the background noise.
Yeah, like Steve Jobs said,
Don't listen to the back, because there's a lot of background noise.
Absolutely.
And just go for it. And you don't need people to agree with you, because sometimes I could have said at 9 years old, I'm going to work in Hollywood. I would have went to Dollar Trust School and told the kids in Dollar Trust School, I'm going to work in Hollywood. And that would have been the joke of the playground.
Yeah.
I would have been.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand? I actually met a classmate years later that said, Fiskani, you know what you said one day? I was like, what? She said, you went to America for vacation and you came back with a hat that said OPP. This is in this era. There was these hats we wore that said OPP.
OPP, yeah.
And I explained to her how I got the hat. And I forgot what I'd said, but she was like, you then, it's crazy I see you in this capacity, because the passion you had when I came back, I went for a holiday and I came back, my good friend Susanna or something, she was like, what's that hat? I was like, you don't know OPP? OPP is like, whatever, I explained it. And I was like, I was in New Jersey. And I went to South Orange and East Orange. And she's like, what are these things you're talking about? Like, she lived in Zambia. She had no idea. But she knew, like, meeting me then 20 years later, like, it was always going to be you in that space.
Right.
And, yeah, you just manifest. Stick with what you know.
How much of our industry here in Zambia do you keep up to date with?
Well, enough as I can.
Okay, cool. So who's the favorite Zambian artist right now?
My family.
The Kairas.
the Kaira.
Chef 187,
Family.
Makitu, Tawela Kaira.
Family.
And Kaira Plus now.
Family.
Yeah. And with who you keep up with, and you're a stylist, I'm sure you look at every artist and how they're dressed up. How are you feeling about how we dress up this side?
Zambia has a lot of style.
Serious?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You don't cringe when you look at certain artists that,
I mean, I would only cringe because it wasn't accessible to them. You know what I mean? And again, there's growth. We're growing. I think that we're growing at such a rate that, if Hollywood is 100 years ahead, right? We growing in 5-year increments.
We're closing the gap real quick.
In 5-year increments.
Yeah.
1 year is 5 years. I'm there. So if I see you 3 years from now, I've covered 15 years in 3 years. So
we're doing good. Nothing makes you cringe about how we're looking on music videos.
Because even when I look back 10 years, or when I look back at the local music videos, remember the 9-year-old girl that was borrowing the tapes?
Yeah.
When I then looked at the Zambian music videos, then I was like, oh, no. This is not it. They just in the studio with an instrument. And ding 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 ding.
I remember those.
Yeah, and then I was like, wait, and I popped the tape in, and it's like, no, they doing some other stuff. You guys in the studio with this backdrop with a little instrument. Those guys, they doing something.
I remember the psychedelic lights and that
learn.
light effect on the backdrop on ZNBC.
Yeah, I'm gonna go learn.
We've come a long way.
What those guys are doing. We've come away.
We've come a long way.
You come a long way from Paul Ngozi or whatever the case is, you know. You know what I mean? Like, so these are the visions I had from watching those guys. And I was like, my attention span is not going to last.
And almost every band had that lady who would perform stunts. Like, remember? Remember there was a lady with a bicycle wheel?
She was the video girl.
And spinning and she's balancing on the head.
Yeah.
She
remember
was the video girl.
The video girl. With the vest. And I think like a towel or something.
She was the eye candy. You know. But now the eye candy has changed.
Oh yeah, it has.
Oh yeah.
Let's ask the expert.
Jesus, I'm not an expert in anything.
No, but let's expert.
Well, let's talk software. I'm happy to tell you anything you want to know.
Oh, you switched gears.
Yeah.
All the S's. Yeah.
Dramatic
All
switch.
the S's.
All the S's. S. You know?
On the drive.
Dramatic switch.
Yeah, no, I'm not an expert in women. On the drive here, we're talking about women and asses.
Oh.
That Elon Musk has got another child now. Like the 8th or the 9th one.
Serious?
Yeah, she was telling me how she's got a Tesla now.
Oh,
yeah, I'm a Tesla driver. I have a testy.
Because that shit's not cheap, bro.
I'm trying to imagine.
I have a testy. No, let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, and it's not about cheap or not cheap or whatever. I drove regular cars like everyone else, right?
Yeah.
And I like trucks. I like big cars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the gas prices
Right.
have taken in the world are a little
High.
they may keep going. And I invested in Tesla and bought a Tesla because I believe probably another 10-20 years these cars won't
obsolete.
be you won't be driving.
I've never been in
petrol
an
and
EV
diesel
before. How
cars.
does it feel without the rev? Without the
Oh no, it's amazing.
just
I bought a
silent, yeah?
Tesla with never even test driving a Tesla. I
Which
ordered
type
it.
have you got?
Huh?
Which type? Which
Model-
type?
It's called the S.
The Model S.
The Model
S.
Yeah.
Is that the
And-
SUV?
No, it's
No.
a car.
Small
No.
car.
Yeah. Well, it's. Wait, did you say it's a car?
No, it's not an SUV. I know the Model
it's
S.
not an
It's,
SUV, it's a car.
It looks.
It's not,
Well, which one is the SUV? The X?
Yeah.
It's the X, right?
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just got what I got.
The one that
And-
the window broke when it wasn't supposed to. When it's trying to do a demonstration.
No. That's the truck.
That's a truck?
That's the truck.
All right,
yeah.
cool.
Oh. Well, they fixing the bugs, but everyone's not electric. Every
Yeah.
car is electric. I mean, every brand.
Yeah,
So forget
has electric
Tesla,
now, yeah.
Sorry.
BMW, Toyota. They all coming
Everyone's
to the
going
market
electric, yeah.
electric. And I'm just trying to, again, I don't want to be the girl with the house phone and no cell phone.
Right.
I'm with the times, and I see. I don't know how many kids he has. I don't know this guy personally, but he figured out the problem with gas. And in business, we're here to solve problems, right? And you can make billions of dollars when you solve the problem.
There's a podcast I was listening to. It's about conspiracy theories and how people are feeling that it's a very deliberate move, pushing gas prices up.
So we can all go electric?
Yes.
Well, they got me.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be some conspiracy
I bit the bait.
at work, at play somewhere.
No.
What, trying to push sales for EVs.
I bit the bait. I think eventually everywhere you have gas station, they will put the electric pumps everywhere.
Electric chargers.
Electric chargers.
Charging
So you're
ports,
not
yeah.
like, oh, where do I go?
But
To
isn't
the
the
gas
amount of
station.
time that it takes for you to get a full charge also a setback? How long
Like
does it
30
take for your
minutes?
car to... No, shut up.
Yeah, it
No,
is
not
about-
goddamn 30 minutes. Say again?
It is about 20, 30. You can supercharge.
For a full charge?
Yeah.
20, supercharge.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
That's incredible. I used to think it's like 8 hours.
No.
No, 8 hours if I plug it in like you plug in your toaster. Because in your house, you can plug in your car.
Right.
You know how you got your microwave and your toaster and your kettle? You could plug the Tesla, you plug in to just your regular.
And how much range do you get?
But if you do that, that's an overnight thing when you go to bed and you just probably get like 40 miles.
40 miles.
40 miles.
And on the
Yes, sir.
supercharge, how much range do you get
About,
there?
I'm at
600,
no. I'm at almost 400 miles.
Yeah.
God
About
damn.
600 yeah, I read it's about 650 kilometers. Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, that's like Lusaka to Mpika.
Almost.
That's far.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Which is what a food tank does on any car.
Yes,
Yeah,
full
anyway,
tank, yeah.
it's about a food tank.
So
as well, yeah.
imagine if now every gas station, Mpika, whatever, Kapiri, I stop. You know, I can make it to Ndola.
But this is where countries, especially in Africa like Zimbabwe, are going to benefit because, you know, there's a lot of lithium in Zim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should
no, it's battery
it's
time.
It's gonna be the new
Let's
crude
make
oil.
batteries.
Yeah.
Lithium is gonna be the new like crude.
It's and you should get good cheaper batteries here for that.
Absolutely.
But electric cars, I stand behind it. I like how mine feels. So thus far, I just got it. I just switched over. I'm just making the switch, but I still like my gas car. It's just costing a little bit more than.
Would it be too much to ask for, like, you know, my birthday's in October?
And just
Yes,
get you a
it would be.
testy.
Would it be too much to ask?
Yes,
For
it would
what?
be.
A
For
testy? A
Yeah.
Tesla?
I mean,
You know,
it's
yeah.
Fiskani we're talking about.
I'm
I mean,
just saying.
it's just what $100,000 only.
Let's just get. Why don't we ask Elon?
Yeah.
So we're next to South Africa. Why don't we have Tesla in Zambia? Okay, because obviously they have it in South Africa.
Yeah.
So obviously the what?
They have it in South Africa.
And he's South African too.
Right. So he needs to focus, Elon. Can you spread around to your neighbors and introduce it to this market? And of course, a lot of bugs will have to be fixed. I know it's still electricity and we're just getting over the electricity, you know, our electricity shortages and stuff. We just
And
get.
there's a lot of load shedding in South Africa. Imagine you can't make it to work because you didn't charge your car.
Wait, there's a lot of load shedding.
Yeah. People are complaining a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it's insane. It's ridiculous.
Well, you know.
Sorry, boss, I can't
Solar.
make it. My car didn't charge.
Yeah. No, but all those, you know, those bugs will get fixed.
Yeah, they will get
It's a
fixed.
lot of gas shortages too sometimes
Right.
when there's no gas.
How many do you do interviews often like this?
No.
All right, cool. But I'm sure when you were coming, there's a question that you really wanted us to ask you, or maybe did you think about that? Like, is there a question that we haven't touched on that you wanted to touch on? Something that you wanted to touch on? No?
No, I thought you asked the questions.
No.
I do the
Just
answers.
sometimes you go and, shit, I would love to talk about this and this and this.
Something you're passionate about
Yeah.
apart from fashion?
Fashion.
No.
Fashion?
No, it's not a no. I just I'm just happy to be here. To
Oh,
be
thank
honest
you.
with you,
We are
I'm
happy
happy
to
to be.
have
I'm
you.
happy to tap into what's not my norm. You know, and I'm happy to be on a platform like this. That's not my world. I'm tapping out of my world these days. I've been told to step out of my comfort zone.
Yes,
Right.
we spoke about this last
Yes,
time. Where
and so it's
Fiskani
just,
she's a big brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's dressed all these celebrities, but she's very weak on social media. Like, why aren't you
weak.
making more? Yeah,
I'm
weak is. Yeah, I think
weak.
weak is the word for it.
I'm weak.
Well,
She
let me check
never
out-
posts
let me check out
anything
her
that
IG.
she. You
Yes.
post mostly yourself. Like,
I know. I
Other
have
people I
the
know-
Ivy Showroom page.
Yeah, I know, but-
Follow at the Ivy Showroom.
other people I know who've achieved what you have achieved would be posting about it every day. I dress this guy, I dress that guy. But mostly there's you on your socials. That's my point.
Okay, and that's because it's just a new thing for me, and I'm learning, and I'm gonna get brilliant at it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pushing, and when I am, you'll be very happy. But I'm trying new things.
What's your
I'm
IG,
just-
Fiskani?
My Instagram is Fiskani Style, Fiskani, because it doesn't look like you can spell my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fiskani.
Fiskani style. Got it.
Yep, and the Ivy Showroom. Please follow me.
And-
Follow you back.
You know, the terrain is different. The markets are different.
The
For some-
markets are different.
For somebody trying to get into styling in Zambia, what advice do you have for them as we conclude this episode?
Just follow your lead, follow your passion. The answers are in your backyard. Not literally, but literally you have everything right there. And it's always that one person that'll come along and see your spark and take you for the ride. Buckle up, get ready. It's going to be an interesting ride. It's going to be, it's take off.
And most importantly, I'm sure you would love to encourage somebody who's trying to get into styling to
He's
believe in
looking at my
themselves,
Instagram.
manifest.
So he's looking at my
He's looking at
Instagram.
Instagram. He's looking for
What I'm
something.
doing.
He's looking for hot pictures.
No, I just noticed you were in Croatia And
Yes.
I've got a really good friend of mine
Yeah.
that has recently moved to Dubai. So he watches the podcast a lot.
Right.
And I don't want to put his name out there. So there was a podcast where I said, I know a person from Croatia. And the craziest thing is his wife was watching that.
Ex-Yugoslavia.
You wanna say something?
He tweeted it.
He did.
I saw
So
the
his
tweet,
wife
yeah.
was watching that and she knew I was referring to him. So she calls this guy, I think he was in the States then, and says, so Elsa just mentioned you but didn't mention you by name. He said a Croatian person and he ended up changing his IG to a Croatian person.
Oh, that explains why.
Oh wow, that is good. I love Croatia. Croatia was
That
nice.
explains why I saw that name. Yeah, I saw.
So
the
shout out to you, Dinky.
Shout out to the Yugoslavians.
You've been all over the world, yeah.
Yeah, the Croatians. I liked Croatia.
Ooh.
It was really amazing. Ooh, what is it? Oh God! Somebody stop this guy.
Yeah.
Where did you?
Put that one up on the screen as well. He's gonna show me which one.
Where did you find this
do that
guy?
right now.
Oh my God!
Sweet baby Jesus in a tuxedo suit.
Oh my God!
Oh, you're hot.
Not
Do you
sweet
have any
baby.
kids?
No. I don't have children. Oh well, I have adopted children.
Well, just now I was looking at your photos.
Oh, okay. Just
Yeah.
making sure. Just
Yeah.
making sure he
And
was
I-
tapped in.
And I'll tell you why I love your story because
Uh-huh.
for
You
me
just
it's
had to say
one.
tap.
Tapped
It's
in.
evidence of how you
Tap.
can speak things to life.
Yes.
We chatted a lot from the time we knew each other in 2014, 15,
Yeah.
and you would always tell me, speak what you want to see in your life, manifest. Call yourself a name that
And
you
what
want
to
the
be,
world to
and
know
it'll
you
be-
for.
yeah.
And you'd always tell me, if you want to be a great representer, call yourself the world's best radio DJ or club DJ or podcaster. And the day we started this podcast, the declaration was we're going to be Zambia's #1 podcast.
And guess what?
We have been. I was telling on Apple
Manifestation, bro.
Podcast, baby.
Manifestation.
Dude, can you lower that? Martin is telling you to, what the
Winding.
hell, man?
No.
Next
Okay,
time
okay.
I come, we're gonna have some heat because we didn't anticipate Zambia would be so cold.
You gonna bring us some fur?
Sure, would you wear it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And you
I look better without
You're going
it,
to look
though.
like a short pimp.
With the short what?
You're going to look like a short
You and
pimp.
I are not that far apart when it comes to our height.
Yeah, you're going to look like a short pimp.
Oh, you're
You
short
and I-
guy.
Find some gold shoes as well while you're at it.
Oh,
So
you're
Second.
short. How
Find some
tall are
gold
you?
shoes.
I'm tall in the right places.
Huh? You,
Right.
do
It's gonna look like.
you have the short man complex?
You're gonna look like Cat
You
Williams
don't? Okay.
Like,
in a fur coat.
that's funny. That's funny.
It's been a great episode. Fiskani all the way from Atlanta, Hotlanta,
Hot Lanta, I'm in cold Zambia.
and you're in cold Zambia. Thanks a lot for coming
You know
through.
how
Thanks
funny.
for having
Yeah.
me.
You know how
they
funny.
won't let me go. He's been trying to rap forever,
Yeah.
and now he wants to kick in.
You know how funny. You know
take
how
off.
funny it would be
Uh-huh.
if you went back to Atlanta and you passed out because they hit. Can you imagine the news headlines? It's so hot in Atlanta, even the Africans are passing out.
It is that hot
I know, right?
Man,
because it's humid. It's
Till
very
the next
hot.
episode. My name is K Plus. The
other
other
guy.
guy, Elson.
I'm Fiskani
the beautiful
Kaira.
Fiskani.
Thank you for having me. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Once again, we are at Spur Steak Ranch. You can bring your family here, enjoy a good meal, plus more. There's entertainment for the kids as well. So
Yeah.
don't
Let's
forget
eat.
that. Let's eat.
We need
To the
a
next
plug
episode.
from
These guys,
Have
you
a
guys didn't
lovely
feed me.
life. Have a what?
You didn't feed me.
because you said you didn't want to eat.
Yeah, you said you eat after. So.
Wait, do you want to give us a plug? There's your camera right there.
Dun,